The setup today is great. Bradley hasn't been in this position for a long time, so we'll see how he handles the nerves. For me, of course, I have the 3 in a row kind of thing in my head, which I'm trying to block out as much as possible.
I think just stay in my own lane, try to play my game, and try to be in a good headspace.
Trying to focus on what I've been doing the last 2 days. Just kind of throw it how I know how to throw it, putt it like I know how to putt it. Stick to the game plan I've had all week. Don't try to do anything too crazy, but if I see an opportunity, gauge the situation.
Today's a special day for me, you know, to have won the Worlds on this day last year, and it's hard not to just feel great today.
I'm just gonna try, like I always tell myself, just have fun and don't worry about anything.
And I'm excited for another chance to compete for a title today.
I kind of feel like fate's been pulling me along this tournament so far, so it'd be kind of cool to see that come through with me on top.
Hello and welcome to the third and final round of the Preserve Championship here in Clearwater, Minnesota. We have got BigBarri commentary bringing you all the exciting action for this amazing championship. In case you guys didn't watch the season premiere of Jomez, where we announced these amazing throwback discs, check these out.
They're available right now at JomezPro.com while supplies last.
This disc is affectionately known as the Tron stamp. This is the very first disc that Jomez released in 2015, only printed on 50 discs. So this is a very special opportunity to get your hands on this rare commemorative disc.
And this design was used during the 2016 Worlds when Jonathan and the team decided they were going to get really serious about disc golf coverage. It's a special way for us to commemorate how far we've come since then.
Both of these discs are available in Innova
and Discraft.
That's right. And are available in the molds shown on the screen below right now. But we only have limited quantities left, so act fast.
We will not be restocking these.
Go to JomezPro.com right now and get yourself a couple of these sweet discs and help us celebrate our 10-year anniversary.
Thanks for the amazing support.
Let's get into it.
Bradley Williams. 24 under par, couple 12 unders. That'll get you started in a big tournament.
Yeah, 12 under back-to-back. That is just fantastic. First and parked more than a quarter of his shots are parked inside the bullseye.
Simon getting it done. Few strokes behind. Today is going to be a big day for him. Maybe 3 in a row if he can get something done.
I mean, who's hotter right now, Garrett Gurthie or Simon Lizotte? It's a... You pick your choice, and you're not wrong with either one.
James Conrad. I mean, I believe this is the day that marks 1 year
yes.
of the holy shot.
And 70% C2. 70%.
That's the perfect day to do that.
Kyle Klein, 100% scramble, 0 bogeys in this event right now. He is at 20 under. He is in striking distance. My goodness, do we have an exciting final. And you mentioned 1 year ago from the Holy Shot. This is also the 6-year anniversary of Bradley Williams' first and only Pro Tour win at the Vibram Open in 2016. So both players playing on very important anniversary dates for themselves. Hole 1, par 4, 708 feet. We have a bit of a tailwind here. Bombs away off the tee.
1 or 6 years from the chipmunk shot, too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The playoff with Michael Johansson. Chipmunk Gate.
From Austin, Texas, Bradley Williams.
Little Andrew Zimmern spotting there with the bucket cap in the background. Shout out to the chef.
Absolutely. He gets
Big
me
celebrity.
hungry when I see him.
It's awesome having well-known celebrities and good people involved in our sport.
He's always rocking some cool kicks,
He's
too.
a cool dude. He's a cool dude. That's how he do.
You know who else is a cool dude with some cool as a cucumber shots?
Yeah, it's that guy, Bradley Williams.
Next up at 21 down on the weekend, just 3 back from Germany, Simon Lizotte.
Simon wowing the crowd yesterday with his 310-foot eagle throw-in on hole 15. Does he need heroic throw-ins today to try to track down Bradley. He's been playing so well, so well, and very surprising turnover from Simon.
Caught a little wind gust there and kind of flipped it to the right.
Next up from
Didn't really look
Virginia,
like he was
your
trying to bite off
PGA
too much either.
World champion James Conrad.
You don't really need to on this hole. It's a short par 4.
Right. He told me lately he's been kind of throwing lower than he's used to.
Ah, okay. James Conrad, very steady through this event, back-to-back 10 unders. His work has mainly been done on the front 9. 7 under the first round on the front 9.
That's pretty low as well. His work has also mainly been done from Conrad country.
Yeah.
And there are just 4 strokes separating this card at 20 down on the weekend. Welcome up from Wyoming, Michigan, Kyle Klein.
Kyle Klein, I mean, I don't know. Kyle Klein or Adam Hammes breakout player of the year in 2021. I mean, it's kind of up in the air. They both had incredible seasons. Kyle Klein not necessarily been on the scene so much this season, at least not on our coverage. Looking forward to a great result for him.
Absolutely. And I mean, is there somebody
There's the distance.
butterier
Maybe Bradley Williams, maybe Kale
that
LaVisca.
throws, I was going to say that throws with that much power? Because he rips and it doesn't look like much is happening.
Mason Ford's up there too. A lot of smooth players in our game right now, Paul.
Yeah, but I feel like he has that extra gear of power.
Yeah.
And there's a nice little gear. James with a perfectly placed approach.
And a good example of not needing a ton of distance to still get yourself a good birdie look here on hole 1.
And as you just saw, I am on the bag for Simon. So I have some nice insider information for you guys today.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Dialed in.
Perfect shot from there.
Brad looking to be going putter.
Yes. And if there's a way to start your round with just like to calm the nerves.
Bullseye. Watching the live coverage while this final round was playing out, and Nate Doss was calling Bradley Williams a veteran's veteran. I thought that was an interesting nickname for him, or at least a way to describing the way he plays, and I like that. He's got a very controlled game, and it shows as he has a 3-stroke lead to start this round. James
Yeah, agreed.
Conrad,
I feel like maybe he's talking about an old school mentality as well, kind of just getting done with fundamentals and not overpowering a course. I like that call from Nate.
James is kind of putting himself in the veteran category himself, the way he's been playing for the last 5-6 years. It's been awesome calling his work.
Absolutely. But the thing about James is he has been playing forever, but he kind of just bursted onto the scene a few years back, and obviously he's here to stay. But imagine if he would have been touring that whole entire time as Bradley taps that nice little birdie in, and all of them do. Star frame.
Yeah, we saw some trouble first round on that hole, but the last 2 rounds we've seen nothing but birdies as we move into hole 2, par 3, 318-foot tight tunnel, double mandatory right off the bat. If you miss the mandatory, you will be forced to re-tee. Once you get through the gap, you need to drift a little bit from left to right, or just go dead straight down the right side with a tiny bit of hyzer, setting yourself up for a birdie putt on the elevated basket.
The Innova Star Lion.
Really? Okay. That's a pretty overstable mid-range that Brad has apparently beat up to perfectly straight and back-to-back bullseyes. Is he munching on birdies again? It looks like it.
I asked him in practice, I said, all right, what are you eating? And he said, birdies.
No, he didn't.
I swear it.
Oh, that's amazing. Simon going for a lot more flex in that line and a very similar result.
Dude, different ways to approach this hole. 2 great results.
James trying to go through the skinny V gap and pulls a little bit left. Should be a fairly easy pitch up to the pin. James Conrad will most likely be losing a stroke to the leader. Kyle's pull through is so, it's just rhythmic. I don't know, it's fun to watch him throw a disc. I've always appreciated, even before he really sculpted his game into being the player he is today, it was still fun to watch when he was learning. He's just a young fella who likes to throw the disc. When the round is over, he's out throwing more shots, playing catch, and just always throwing.
Little tester right here, no problem. That's as center as you can make it.
It's that huge power putt. I like to refer to some of the younger players who have that very fast-paced spin putt that just knocks the basket over essentially when they make it as the baby Viper putt. They just don't really control the venom, just a full speed, just...
I like that, yeah. Oh, you have much to learn, young boys. You missed that? It's called a 3-putt.
It's called a lawnmower.
Bradley, just 2 days in a row with that shot.
Yeah, I mean, and James Conrad taking a par there is more common than the 3 other guys just nailing birdies on that hole. That is a hole that is not birdied that often, 18%. But 3 of the guys on our card able to show the line. Fantastic stuff as we move on to hole 3, 408 feet right there in front of you. This feels like a must get.
It is confusing, a little wind here. It's showing kind of a head cross left to right, but as they get up into the fairway, it actually switches to a headwind right to left.
Okay.
And so that's why you see his looks great right away. If it was a left to right wind at that point, it would have pushed it to the right.
We haven't necessarily gotten into the really heavy winds yet, but I guarantee you this is the windiest round of the 3. Cale LaVisca is just loving every second of it. This is the conditions that he wanted to see this course played in. But you're right, Paul. The wind was very swirly.
You can see Kyle learning from those last 2 shots. Yep. He gets it wide. It doesn't push him into the woods, and that's going to be 3 in a row.
Beautiful.
Follow the flight.
Yeah, you need to follow the flight when it's beautiful like this. The flex down the right side of the fairway, just a soft little skip, nestles on top, just outside the bullseye. Can't throw it much better than that. James overturning. Does it have enough stability to skip into the circle? Not quite, but 70% C2.
Exactly. And he said right after he released it that he slipped a little bit right there. Bradley from about 55. Actually, the circle 2 is right in front of him, so that's 60.
Oh.
Great line, just needed a little more height. Simon just in front of him. Call it 55.
Oh, yes, Simon. Little nose-up spin. One of the best nose-up spin putters of all time.
Yeah, ever.
And Mike Moser might say something about that, but we haven't said Mike Moser's name in quite a while. And he was always known as a really good spin putter, but I don't know, man. Simon Lizotte, he can putt from 80 feet without jumping.
Conrad country, check.
72% now. The percentages are just going to go up. And left side in.
I mean, great start from our lead card, though.
This is good.
2 pars.
This is good. This is good stuff. And, you know, we've talked about this the first 2 rounds. You really want to be somewhere in that 2 to 3 under range going into hole 6. And
Yes.
you have holes 4 and 5, which are incredibly difficult par 4s coming up. We are not going to see 3 birdies on either of these next 2. It'd be great to see 3 total birdies in these next 2 holes.
Totally agree.
Par 4, 746 feet, big turnover with a head right to left crosswind coming up, which is going to push the anhyzer down if they don't get the stability right. This selection is key. Does it hang on or does it? Oh, that perfect drop, maybe behind a tree, but that I think that was carrying.
It looked like it was
long.
going to carry a little too far. Yeah, maybe flex out. Be pretty tough from over in that area.
I think he'll like the anhyzer approach option.
Agreed.
This has got a lot of turn on it. That's a really nice shot from Kyle. On the other side of those 2 trees usually means you're looking at 290 in, and I think he's going to be perfectly in line with that tunnel.
This one,
That's
good.
yeah, it's good. It's going to be in the high grass, I believe.
Yeah, it's borderline the high grass and the short stuff right there. I think he might have got lucky and some of the crowd trampled on it, as this is early out of the hand, and that's tough.
Trouble.
Yep, that's tough.
This is full-on scramble mode. There's really no look at anything other than just trying to get into the gap from back here. And look at Brad getting super ambitious with a roller. That left side can be quite tricky, but if he penetrated through the first couple of rows, he might be...
He actually caught a bad break. That wasn't a great camera angle. It hits the guardian tree to go in, looking perfect.
Okay.
And kicked him to that left side. So that was better than it looked, as that was also better than the result.
Yes, it was. That looked so good and just an inch or 2 away from being perfect. And Kyle pulling that one a little bit too inside, but does he get away with it? He does. Don't see too many leak through that left side gap. See if Kyle can take advantage. And James getting a bit fortunate as well. Never want to go roller, roller.
No, Brad's pretty handcuffed here. Roller has a lot of steam. Probably a good tree, though. Yeah. Keeps him at about circle's edge. Gets him in front of that stuff, which was very important. Here's Simon being pretty ambitious from deep.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can change all he wants, but he's still going to be running those the rest of his career.
Yes. As would anybody else with any sort of brain.
With his skill set, too. I mean.
Oh, yeah. I mean, James a little off from Conrad country, but God, it's such a great nickname. I just like saying it a lot. Bradley for par.
And off the top, that opens the door to Kyle cutting 2 strokes. And this would put him only 1 back of the leader if he can make this. And he does. A perfect start for Kyle Klein. Wow.
Yeah, dream scenario there. 3-2-2-3.
That's really good. James Wow.
Nothing to see here.
That is going to get memed in 3 seconds. Oh, sorry, James. We're not laughing at you. We're laughing.
With you.
No, we're laughing at him.
I'm laughing with him. If he watches that, he's going to laugh.
Yeah, no, that's really funny. Oh, I got caught doing something.
Yep. Oops.
Oh my goodness. All right, back to disc golf. Back to the hardest hole on the course. The scoring average on this one, it's a pretty easy par 5. 4.74 on this 695-foot daunting par 4. The landing zone is easily 420 feet off the tee. And if you don't hit it, forget about it. There's just really no way to get to this pin unless you are in the perfect spot. It's so well guarded up above, and the wind is so blustery. Turnover fairway driver, I guess.
Mid-range?
Mid-range if you're just trying to play for the safe par.
See, you keep saying that, and I really think that something in the middle, you can still get to the hole. It's just harder, of course, but it's hard from way up the fairway. And this one is just completely pulled, and that actually kicked completely left into the bad stuff left.
Into the sumac. Yeah, that sumac, there's really no way to really show you on video how gnarly it is, but James, another slip here. He's had a couple issues with that. Good kick right back to the middle.
Yes.
But the sumac is like, it's not straight trees. It's just this very windy tree that really, there's so many of them clustered together. There's no way to get through it.
Yep. Brad does get through pretty good. I mean, that's in position for par, like you said. Or if he wanted to be crazy aggressive.
He would have to get crazy aggressive and then still get a par. James, my goodness, the ambition here. The trick is just the big headwind above these trees. It's just so hard to predict where that disc is going to land. And there's just nothing else you can do.
No, that's backwards.
Simon looking up. This is the hole where we did see that miraculous roller thrown by Matt Oram last year where it rolled around the pin, but...
Like, for example, look where Simon was. He's 80 short. He threw it backwards, didn't even make it out of the gap. If he's 80 short, 40 feet farther up.
Oh, Brad, that's a little bit short. I don't think he's going to be able to see the pin from there.
No, that was pretty bad.
You need to get on the back side of that fairway if you really want to have the best look. And Kyle does better, but still I think he wants another 30 feet.
Not good either.
So Brad with an awkward stance here. He's...
Yeah, look at this angle. It's gotten really...
Oh, wow.
Flexy shot here.
Wow, that looks so good. Oh! Did that go in?
Yes, it did.
No way. Brad can't believe it.
Yeah. He looked over to us. He's like, wait, I made it?
How on earth was he able to baby flex this driver down the... Oh, what a capture. Oh my God, that was perfect.
Interesting how he birdied from...
Oh, come on. Yeah, come on. Anything's possible with throw-ins. That's not fair. Kyle having to back that up. That's a tough task after that highlight.
Yes.
Wow, what a throw-in.
James pitches out. He wants a little of that action. I I think he liked it out of the hand and just kind of dropped there. So
Yeah, we're looking at a bunch of bogeys most likely. Wow, so Brad's going to get a couple of strokes on the card and a couple of strokes on the field for most people. Kyle, a great effort, but that perfect start will be met with a hard stop bogey here on hole 5. And a good bogey putt for James, but that's going to put him at even, and he is now 6 back of the pace set by Bradley. How on earth did that stay in?
It's in there.
I have missed that same putt my entire career, Paul, and I've never seen that one flop back in.
yeah, did a backflip there and then dangled right in and slid right in the basket. He was pretty mind blown the whole walk to the next tee.
We should have just done our first ever Jomez. Like, yo, what just happened?
I like that.
5 birdies on the field. That means there was 4 in round 2, 9. And if we go back to round 1, we had a few more then, but still very seldom birdied hole on the course. Toughest one by far, 4.74. My goodness. Huge throw-in for Bradley, and what a time to do it.
Now they get a little break. Hole 6, 390. Little par 3 here. Right to left wind, left to right wind. You never know on this hole. It swirls a bunch. That one gets pushed. Can he get forward? Yeah. Okay, circle's edge.
Yeah. As much as that was turned over, I think he'll be happy with 40 and in.
Oh, boy. Woo! All right. Straight.
Just a plain misrelease there for Kyle. Kind of fortunate to kick down and not to the right into the woods. This is looking pretty tasty. Okay.
He beats those guardian trees right there, which are the ones that, man, you would love to hit those.
Yeah, well, with that shot, you certainly would.
Going to be tucked back there, circle's edge.
James forcing over a stable disc. That's going to get the hyzer. And he is going to be parked 1 round after James spit out for ace on this very hole.
It even took a little peek inside the basket right there. Hey, what's going on in there?
We just saw you yesterday. Kyle giving it a good bid, but he's going to have to make a 25-foot comeback putt for the par.
Said he doesn't have the magical spin.
Simon has magical spin.
Not that time, but typically pretty magical.
A little stymied there back in the woods, perhaps.
Yeah, awkward little guy there.
And
Also an awkward one, but
he shrugged his shoulders.
Yeah, get off me. Too easy. More center. We like that. Even when he misses putts, they do little trick shots to go in.
I'm still like, I'm kind of like Simon, where he was just walking up the fairway to this tee and can't believe what happened. I'm still sitting here like replaying that putt, how it danced around. For sure, I thought that thing was falling out left side.
Absolutely. Silas, let's see you remake that one.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You're a trick shot guy. Trick this. Hole 7, par 5, 1,111 feet, and we have a pretty sizable tailwind. Green light go for bombs away. I mean, really, we saw Ezra Aderhold with a huge eagle on this hole in round 2. The wind was similar, and I don't think Ezra throws farther than Simon. I'm just saying that.
I don't think he does either, but maybe he does, which is all that matters, and that's why he eagled it.
Okay, I'm confused. But, okay.
I'm saying maybe Ezra thinks he throws farther than Simon.
Oh, okay, maybe he thinks, okay.
Yeah.
James Conrad, look at this full flex. That is a grunt and a half. Huge 500-foot drive in the middle of the fairway.
Smoked. Bradley just putting it on an angle and not even doing anything.
Nothing. But look at that. It lands like just the softest thing ever.
Yeah, like he just opens his hand and it just kind of flies away.
We very strongly recommend not playing catch with golf discs. These are for disc golf use only. But if you're going to play catch with a golf disc, do it with Bradley Williams shots because they're just going to land in your hand softly.
Yes.
But only Bradley Williams. I can't stress this enough. Do not play catch with disc golf drivers.
Kyle, after the hot start, been in a little trouble the last couple holes. Another drive gets away from him as Simon gets one away from him.
Yeah, a ways away from him. I'm curious if Simon or James are farther. Those were both pretty big crushes.
That's funny because James walking up said, "I wonder if I outdrove you."
Did he say that?
And then Simon replied right away with, "I don't think so."
Love it.
And then James said, "Well, there's always the next hole."
That's great. So Brad not really going for a lot of distance here on the second one. That's going to be a tricky third shot to the green.
I didn't really get it on the correct angle.
If you get in the woods like Kyle did off the tee, you're just not really going to be set up for a position to birdie. It's so difficult to advance the way you need to on this hole.
You'd have to go like crazy roller or something, and then the lake's right there on the left or pond.
So James throwing first, so Simon did indeed get him, but my goodness, is he going to get him after that shot? That was beautiful from James.
Yeah, two just absolute pummel jobs.
Pummel jobs. Like that. Okay.
Not so pummely.
Nope.
Actually, too much pumps.
Too much pumps. That's going to cut roll back left, which is a fine position, just not the second shot Simon had envisioned.
Yeah, he looked back and said, "Why am I so bad?" Like he usually does. And look at this shot.
That was the full Ferris wheel.
Look how far back he was. That was a big sidearm.
Yeah, it really was. And I thought for a second that he just aced it. But it's hard with any angle coming in on the screen to keep the disc from rolling back down the hill.
Not high enough.
With that tailwind, that is going to be a very difficult putt to get the height right. Straight up the hill with the tailwind pushing it down. Good shot from Kyle. And finally getting up to James Conrad's third throw. And couldn't be any easier for him. Beautiful.
James' throw is mind-blowing to me because with those putters, the way that he kind of whips it out of his hand, Simon lining up this is... God, didn't that
close.
Look good?
It did.
But James power grips all his putters, which he told me that, and I thought to myself,
Wow.
like, how
do you have that much control with the power grip?
Oh, how do you have that much control with a
So
putt?
good.
Big putt.
Still looking as calm as he did in the beginning and through the entire second round. He's got to feel pretty comfortable. He's got a pretty good lead on this card.
Yeah, especially after a couple pars from the guys, you know? And then he makes a nice one up the hill. That was an opportune time. After a bad break. Hole 8, par 3, 406. Heiser's paradise if you're a righty. I mean, especially with the right to left wind that these guys have. Put your most stable disc on a nice slight hyzer, let the wind take it, and maybe you'll find yourself wowing the crowd with a one-timer.
Let's just get that one-timer out of the way. Somebody ace it. James, you can do it. Oh, come on. So good.
Still don't know how that missed.
Oh, my goodness.
I still don't know how it didn't hit something.
Something. It doesn't have to go in. Just give us a little chainage. Just somebody do it. Brad, you can do it. Okay, that one I know. That one just came up short. Yeah. But a beautiful throw. A little surprised to see these guys not going a little bit wider with a more stable hyzer. Let's see if Kyle does that. Yeah, he's going for the high hyzer, wide swinging late play. A lot of space out there to the right, especially with that right to left crosswind. Simon will have a tricky putt from inside the circle.
Yeah, Simon on a little lull here as well.
And that lull continues now. 1 over in the past 5 holes.
He did a little jump.
Okay, why is that disc still doing the thing?
He did a little jump, but then landed in the same spot. That was tricky.
James Conrad's a tricky man.
Mm-hmm.
So good. That pace works on all baskets.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this pace right here works on these new baskets. Kyle, Klein, Gannonberg, and several of those guys who really fired in there. That putt doesn't stay on a Mach 3.
Yeah,
Brad Williams, being the veteran he is, learned how to putt when targets were harder or they didn't catch as frequently as these targets do now.
No, absolutely. 10 years ago, we would have been laughing at that pace.
What we're not laughing at is Bradley Williams' great play continues and his stroke. I mean, the strokes that he's released.
Yeah, it's just funny, ridiculous.
Yeah, well, that part's funny. Hole 9, par 5, 1,280 feet. This is bombs away part 2. This is just, Kale said, I want to see how far people can throw a disc. With this tailwind, we have a left to right cross tailwind. It's the perfect wind to go big.
Yeah, dream scenario for the big guys.
This gets the nose down and continues to turn. Brad's going to like the result, but it's going to stall out. Does it go into the high grass? Just barely. That will be difficult for the run-up for Bradley to achieve the distance he's looking for after 2.
Form check. Is that any good?
Yeah, I would say yeah. And he just really gets both arms around his body so fast.
Quick shoulder turn.
Uses that off arm as a lever to really twist, and he gets so much power. James Conrad getting all of his body into this one, and look at this thing ride. Up to that, past that tree is huge.
Big. Really big.
Does James get Simon in part 2? He does. He does.
And he does let him know.
He let him know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Good thing for Bradley. This grass has been trampled down because it is so hard to throw when that stuff is standing straight up.
That roller's standing straight up.
A little bit too soon. It's going to be in range to cross the creek and give himself a play to the basket, but he is going to be quite a ways back. Maybe 475?
I don't think he's that far.
Not that far.
No. Flipping the cameraman around.
Been doing that for a long time.
Favorite pastime? Flipping cameramen around. Like what?
What does that even mean? Hobbies and interests? Flipping cameramans?
Yeah.
What?
Just a random person in the airport. He's like, what?
What do you do for a living? I throw circles.
Flip.
All right.
And
That's
I
weird.
flip cameramen around.
Okay, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, headphones on.
I got to go to Cinnabon.
This is...
James is so far off the tee, he's got to concern himself with throwing too far and going out of bounds in that creek. Is that mid or putter or fairway driver? I can't quite.
Believe it's a fairway. Might be a wraith or something.
He did turn around quite quick. He knew that was going to get that flip. A long headwind putt coming back for Bradley for the bird.
Power grip, everybody. Crazy.
Yeah.
So soft.
Top three, if the World Championships were putter only, who are you putting in that top three besides James Conrad? Does Bradley Williams make that list? Does Kevin Jones?
Yeah. I think Paul.
But I'm saying right now, money's going on James Conrad winning the putter World Championships.
Depends on what kind of shots, but yeah, he'd have a good chance at it.
Simon, there's the putt stroke that he was looking for in the last few.
Yeah, that's a long streak with nothing going on. That's an easy way to dig yourself a hole.
But he's going to finish this front nine at 3 under par.
Which really isn't that bad, I feel like.
There's a lot of scoring potential swings on the back nine. He is definitely still in the mix, as is Kyle, who now is at 25 under. And with Bradley going to take a par and stay at 28, certainly within striking distance.
Absolutely.
James is going to need a little help from Brad, but he is still playing pretty well. Obviously, he dropped a few putts on the front nine that he'd like to have back. But as we look at that leaderboard, charging is the #1 player in the world, Ricky Wysocki. He is just 3 back right now. He is 1 hole ahead, and he is setting the pace as these players come through the back nine.
Wouldn't expect anything less, honestly.
And taking that break, having that little flare up with the lime, and now he's back in. He said he's ready to go, and he's showing us here. It's just, he is such an impressive competitor. His will to win is, I mean, only a few players ever in the history of our sport have ever tapped into what Ricky Wysocki has. Well, that's it for the front nine of the third and final round. We have got just 9 holes left here in Clearwater, Minnesota, before we crown a champion at the 3rd ever Preserve Championship. Can't wait to bring it to you. It's going to be a good one.
Remember to like and subscribe. See you on the back.